Alright, back in Angels with Scaly Wings. Alright, we're getting a meal with Remy. I looked down and saw the plate was already in front of me, piled with steak and vegetables. Remy was already eating, so I took the knife he had provided and cut off a small corner of my steak. Then I pierced it with the fork, its 3 prongs penetrating the flesh unrelentingly. Slowly, I raised it to my mouth and my tongue glided over the bare substance briefly as it entered my lips. Oh god, we're just getting into food porn now? Took the first bite, a delicately crisp exterior with a much softer, juicy inside. Melted on my tongue like butter as the taste spread to even the remotest corner of my mouth. Oh my god, I'm already regretting trying to come back to this. It was almost perfect. So, what were you thinking about? Oh wait, that was Remy speaking. Huh? Remy's words snapped me back to reality. You said you were thinking about something. Do you live here by yourself? I do. Honestly, you're the first person to visit in a while. He spoke softly and his gaze wandered. Really? I saw those pictures at the coffee table. Thought you might have a family. Oh no, that's in the past. I'm not even sure why those photos are still there. I don't actually have children. The picture of the young dragon was the product of a silly little program that combined photos. They take images of 2 people and create what the pair's offspring would supposedly look like. Yeah, I've heard of those before. I've always wanted some children of my own, though. I see. How about you, Cat? Would you like to have children one day? I'm not sure. Why is that? Just don't know if it's a good time to bring a child into the world. Guess I'm not sure if I could be a good parent. You should give yourself some credit. I often see parents that don't seem to be as aware about the whole situation as you are, and as a result have children they don't properly care for. Being conscious about it already makes you a better parent than them. Yeah, that's kind of something I think about. Like I feel like I'd be a terrible parent. But at the same time, how much I overthink it would probably end up making me an actually good parent. I just don't know what the actual result would be. Think about those recent murders. Oh, what a terrible thing. People could be so cruel sometimes. They can be. Where I come from, instances like this are unfortunately fairly common. Truly? Here, it is almost unheard of. One just needs to take a look at the statistics to realize that this is very unusual, or just an exceptionally bad week. Did you use stove cooking? And can't you just use your fire? Well, for one, not all of us have that ability. Besides, we still appreciate the convenience that comes with appliances like this one. Not everyone wants to eat food cooked with someone else's breath. Breathing fire indoors is also a little unsafe. I see, that makes a lot of sense. Anyways, how do you like the food? I would bury the steak if I could. It was delicious. Thank you. Suppose you learn to cook well when you live on your own long enough. By the way, I noticed you went to see Anna the other day. What was that all about? How do you know about that? I saw you 2 together a little before you left the building. That's kind of a long story. Why weren't you at the facility in the first place? She said I could come by. Apparently, she wants to run some tests on me. Oh, that is so typical of her. Let me tell you something. That woman is trouble. big trouble. Kind of obnoxious, too. A few years ago, she was discovered performing unapproved, and therefore illegal, experiments. She'd been running them for a while under the assumption that she would be allowed to, but in the end, our council's ethics committee made a decision against her. Anna's defense was that she did it for the greater good, and that she was confident that her experiments would be approved eventually. She lambasted us for not allowing her research and said our decision was short-sighted and stifling innovation. In the end, no proof of any actual wrongdoing could be found, so she basically got off scot-free. Since then, she's remained under the radar. Until now, there are rumors going around about Anna. Surprise, surprise, her latest application involves human DNA. Her casual disregard for rules of any kind should tell you what kind of person she is. She does have a brilliant mind, you know, but the way she uses it... She's manipulative, arrogant, abusive. I don't think you should trust her. Well, maybe she isn't as bad as you say. You don't know her, nor should you bother getting to know her. You don't know her, nor should you bother getting to know her. How much do you really know about Anna? Is it your job to go knocking on people's doors just because you heard some rumors? We're the ones asking him, Cad. Holy shit. I was just trying to help. Really? Sounds like all you did was harass her, without proof of any actual wrongdoing. That's not a particularly good idea. Well, if that's what you think, then I just hope you at least be careful around her. Soon both of our plates were picked clean. I guess I judged your portion correctly, unless you want more? I'm good, thanks. That was an interesting steak. What kind of meat was that? Those were auroch steaks. Familiar with that animal? I may have heard of aurochs before. I haven't. They're rather large, bovine animals characterized by their horns and body shape. You get a range of products from them, from meat and milk to subproducts like butter and cheese. In addition to leather, felt, oils, and creams, we even use their horns and bones for a variety of things. That sounds similar to an animal we have back at home. Speaking of unfamiliar creatures, why don't you tell me more about your species? Are you referring to me or all of us? Our society is comprised of a number of different species, which you have probably noticed by now. I guess all of you. Let's start with the basics. I'm sure you're aware, but unlike the mammalian aurochs, we are reptiles. Well, this makes me wonder about you. Based on your fur, I'd guess that you are a mammal, but you're very different from other mammals we know. In the same vein, you don't share many characteristics with our reptiles back home. By the way, we don't have fur, but hair. What's the difference? I mean... Let's go with furs at length where his hair will keep growing. Furs where his hair will keep growing, so we regularly cut it. That's so interesting. I was wondering something. Are you wearing all those coverings to make up for a lack of hair? I suppose that's one reason why humans wear clothes. They also provide warmth and protection, and are used to differentiate us from one another. Sometimes uniforms are used as identification. Other times, clothes are just ornamental. What a person wears can tell something about the person itself. That sounds complicated. We also have uniforms and wear some things for ornamental reasons, though our uses aren't quite as extensive. That brings up an interesting question. Are you endo or exothermic? We produce our own body heat. That is unusual. Where I come from, all reptiles are exothermic. Unless you count birds as reptiles, I guess. But none of your reptiles are sentient, correct? Maybe it has something to do with our different brain structures. Maybe. Now we've been in our world for a while, how do you like it here? Sure. That's good to hear. Cultural differences can make things very difficult sometimes, even within the same species. Glad things are working out for you so far. Oh, I just remembered. I was able to save my game after all. Your interference was only a minor setback. Glad to hear it. Quite relieved when I found out. You know, if that hadn't worked out so well, I would have had to consider making you play up to that point again for me. Wouldn't mind playing some of your video games. Is that so? Yeah, they're fun. Let's see what kind of games you have here. I'll keep that in mind. Perhaps I can show you sometime. You know, I'm glad you're here. Since you arrived in our world, we haven't really had the chance to just sit down and talk. Sure. Been a busy time for me, as you can imagine. Oh, of course. Thanks for taking time to pay me a visit. Always have so many things to take care of. It's hard for me to find time to do something simple like this. At least it worked out this time. You have a point, though. I don't really know that much about you. I know where you work, but most of our conversations so far have revolved around things other than you and me. Why don't you tell me more about yourself? I don't really like talking about myself. Why not? I guess I wouldn't know what to say. Not really that interesting. I don't believe you. There's also the uncertainty of not knowing how another person will react to something I say. I don't want to embarrass myself. Hey, at least you told me that. That's something. I suppose. Anyway, now that you've seen my apartment, I'm wondering what your home on the other side of the portal looks like. It's nothing special. Yours is prettier. Actually, everything here looks nice in comparison back home. That's so. In some ways, I'm not really looking forward to returning. It's not like I have a choice in the matter. I suppose you could always visit if you wanted to. Wouldn't be that easy, I'm afraid. There's extensive process involved for selecting who would go through the portal. And I was only one of many applicants. I'm still surprised I ended up being chosen. At least you're here now. Indeed. So, what have you been up to since last time I saw you? You mean since I went into the kitchen to cook the steaks? Very funny just sounds like a mean sarcasm. Whatever. Very funny. I'm just messing with you, Cad. Now, with all talking, I totally forgot about dessert. Yeah, about for some dessert. Then I have just the right thing for you. I'll be just a minute. Neatly stacked our dishes before he took them into one of his forepaws and went back into the kitchen using his other 3 limbs. Couldn't help but think that it looked pretty awkward. Yeah, I would imagine so. When he returned balancing a plate with a rather attractive cake slice in a similar manner, I realized he would have to make multiple trips to carry everything to the table. Hey, would you like some help? Don't worry about it, I can handle it. You're my guest after all. Once he placed the first cake slice on the table, he went back to fetch the other. When he approached the table a second time, though, one of the tiny dessert forks started to slip off the plate. Rami reached with his free forward paw in his attempt to save it, but lost balance without its support and fell over. In an instant, the plate, fork, and cake slice flew through the air. Dish and silverware clattered as pristine cake crumbled in a sad heap on the floor. And, well, there it goes. For a few moments, there was silence as Rami and I looked at the result of his blunder. I'm sorry, Cad. Don't need to apologize. This isn't just about you and your cake. This always happens to me, no matter how hard I try. You have proper hands, so do some of the other species. How could someone like me even be a librarian? Not a day goes by without me dropping a scroll or unfurling it across the room. The customers don't care or pity me too much to say anything. It's a common sight for them, after all. This is about Amara, isn't it? I guess it is. I just don't see why someone like me got to be a librarian when there were others more qualified for the position, or who were at least capable of not dropping the inventory on a daily basis. She makes fun of you for it. I knew it. I mean, why else would she have me do those tasks all the time? Sorting books, carrying things from one place to another. I shouldn't be doing that. I shouldn't work somewhere where my worth is only in the entertainment I provide. Why don't you look for a new job? These positions have terms similar to those of ministers. If I ended my employment prematurely, it wouldn't look great. How long do you have left? A while. Can't you report her to a superior or something? Not really. It's not like I can prove anything. Her public and her private demeanor are two very different things. It would be my word against hers. Just wanted to have a nice evening with you, and now it ended up like this. I shouldn't have brought that up. Don't worry about it. I still think it was a nice evening. Maybe I should stop being such a sourpuss then. I can help you clean up. Thank you, Gad. Cleaned up together, and by the end, he seemed to be in higher spirits. Afterwards, we said our goodbyes and I left, not sure what to think. Alright, on to chapter 5. Is this where I need to pick someone for the fireworks show? Through a night of turbulent dreams, my consciousness returned to the shores of the waking world. Who shall I bring? So I fucked up with Anna somewhere? Ugh. Yeah, fireworks are happening. Sebastian's still dead. Well, he's gonna pull out the gun before... Okay, so we still make a bomb. So I got nothing out of that. Great, I got the neutral ending again. Okay, I'm kind of feeling done with this game. I'm just going to go through Dean's path and hope something new comes out of it. And hope we can at least watch the fireworks with someone. Skip the character selection. No. Shake his hand. It's grumpy. And yes, that does mean he's always grumpy. I'd rather not. No. Skip to investigation. No. Maybe he just likes you a lot. And oh, it's a dragon. Scramble. Okay, they have scrambled eggs and bacon, I guess. Pretty much thought maybe you'll see soon enough. Yeah, he's a charming fellow. Thanks. The flames spread quite as I was used to, only difference that I apparently didn't use any cutlery. Our meals, the other dragons, and then come on. How nice of you. I don't know what was said, so. Read between the lines. Look out for hints. Let's go. Actually, no. Bookshelf, let's try out some of the individual books. Draconic Desire. Heard the sensation that swept the nation, the novel of a generation. So young, naive back then, barely having reached the age at which the arduous process of finding a mate, settling down, starting a family became expected. Yet none of my peers interested myself. They were childish and crude and uncultured. Lost in the sea of uncertainty, drifting, hoping to be found by the one day. And I did. How fast time flies when you're happy. I can't believe this was just 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago I found the one, my true soulmate there ever could be. Like a wrecking ball, he came out nothing, breaking all the barriers and entered my life. 2 weeks ago I was nothing. Today I'm the happiest dragon alive. Who knew that out of all the people alive, it only took the right one to right life itself? Who knew that to meet the perfect one, the only thing you needed was... I don't think there's anything in here. Don't let this mess ever get to print, sheesh. Assault of the humanoids from outer space. Arc 1. That looks like a picture of a cat. It was dark and stormy night. Relentlessly pouring was the rain outside, periodically interrupted by the loud echo of thunder again and again. So quick had its roaring staccato become that it almost seemed like someone was pounding against the door. No, someone really was pounding on the door right now. The door swiftly opened. The moment for which the house's owner had waited decades finally was here. Not on the field of battle do you meet me, human scum, but in the comforts of my own home do you seek to assassinate me? Feel my wrath. May it lead you to a slow and painful death. He screamed at the top of his lungs. Your resistance will only temper my blade, inferior creature. Taste my blade and die from it. The reply wryly came from the human invader standing within the doorframe. Hero quickly stabbed him with his magi pen, a lethal hit which caused the human invader to slump to the ground instantly. His last words being, "Damn you, Hero, this is not over yet," while I melded into a red blotch, blotching up Hero's carpet. Hero looked up the sky and realized all thunder and rain had really been the UFOs of the invaders, numerous enough as to rival the raindrops falling from the sky. This was the moment when he knew it was too late. This meant war. Really? Invasion by human aliens? Is that what they think we're like? Born to serve. Born to serve. An autobiography by Avdon the 7th, a council member of some renown. Chapter 1, Rise from the Ashes. The day I was born, I knew I was destined for greatness. The member of the Avdonian household, nothing less was expected from me. My father, Avdon the 6th, made sure of that. My mother, however, was a worm. Not literally, mind you. She was not some sort of annelid squirming beneath the earth and living in filth. No, she was just what I would describe as the lowest form of life. Not concerning herself with matters of any importance, she instead sought to base her existence on superficialities. Not that it mattered much, as I grew to hate them both equally. For those who may want to critique me now for saying this, I have no doubt of my father's political achievements, yet only those who had to live with him know that these successes came at the price of his very soul, an empty shell of a dragon driven by nothing but his performance as a politician, not as a father. Politician, huh? I wonder what their actual government is like. Price and prayer. A politigraphical novel. Preface. In the 1422nd year since our ascent to sentience, a most extraordinary chain of events led to the most extraordinary of circumstances in our politics and society. These events have since been buried in history until I stumbled upon the records of these tumultuous times. I've taken it upon myself to dramatize the events in a manner that is both accurate to history as well as entertaining to any reader who might have an interest in such stories. This is not just for my own personal gain, as I hope to make the story available to a larger audience than just a few who have permission to visit the archives. I believe the wisdom to be gained from the ensuing table to be more relevant to us now than ever. Tale, not table. Wonder if there's an achievement for going through this again. Yep. Go to the bathroom. Actually, wasn't there more in the kitchen? Pantry. Nope. Look in the fridge. Meat. It's just slab meat, nothing special about it. Milk. Pasteurized, at least got that down. Crack open an egg and look inside. Nope, just a regular egg. Nope, just a regular egg. It's still letting me go. Oh, is this the oversight achievement? Oh, those were all of them. So I just wasted a perfectly good batch of eggs. 4 eggs. Unlabeled container. Some sort of white liquid inside. Well, here goes nothing. Salty. Mystery liquid. Good for you. Okay. Let's go to the bathroom. What was in the shower? Alright, cabinet. Take a dragon-sized dose of medication. Yeah. Yeah, drug addict. Can we just, like, lose instantly from doing this? Oh god, why did I think only Paul medication helped me with my search? Behind the books. Just make sure I go through everything. Okay, so now it's just the kitchen left. Really, they're still letting me look in the fridge, huh? There we go. Good amount of time. Still had some left before I... Why is it not letting me skip? So I decided to make some lunch. Could have made some scrambled eggs. I had broken them all earlier.